what's up, friends? Ray with Dr. Tinworth. How y'all doing? I got this cute little live oak bowl, and if y'all don't know what a live oak is, it's basically an evergreen oak that's down here in the southern states. California has them too. I know Florida has them, but it's an evergreen oak, but it's considered a white oak too. So this is live oak, and what happened was I turned a few of these out, roughed them out. They started to crack during the drying process, so I turned them immediately and filled the gaps or the cracks and the splits with black CA glue. I don't like doing it. So this is probably going to be a science project. So, if you don't know, oak kind of gets shadowed by walnut, figured maple, ambrosia maple, spalted maple. There's a lot of interesting woods and wood turning that you can use, and white oak and red oak kind of fall off and people don't turn them as much, which I think is a shame because I think they look great. But one way to influence, one way to enhance oaks is to ebonize them in a natural manner. The two ways that I know of personally and have used is ebonizing fluid and fuming with ammonia. So both of these methods, the ebonizing with iron acetate and fumigation with ammonia, use household cleaning chemicals. In the case of fumigation, it uses ammonia. In the case of the iron acetate, that uses a mixture of vinegar and steel wool. And so it's kind of a fun science project, and you can see how these ebonizing techniques work on the tannins in different woods. So this one we're going to use. This is not your standard household ammonia. This stuff was expensive and I had to get it off Amazon. But this is ammonium hydroxide, and it's high percentage ammonia. So when I ordered it, it was higher grade stuff. And basically what you do is you let the fumes, that's why it's called fuming, it affect the wood. And all I do is I trap it in a plastic baggie. So I've got a couple of these little painters, little triangles, pyramids, whatever, to try and elevate it and make sure I get full coverage. I've got a little molcajete. I'm going to put my ammonia in. You can use a measuring cup, whatever. And I've got the bowl. I've only done this once before, and I did it with red oak, and it wasn't the best results, but I also just used regular household ammonia, which I believe is somewhere around the 6 to 9%, and this is going to be 30%. So hopefully this has a lot better effect.
Ooh.
Whoa! Whoa! Wow!
That's pretty strong.
Ooh! This is a lot stronger than cleaning ammonia. Ooh-wee! Wow. Okay, let's cap this guy off. Wow. I don't know if those guys are going to help any.
Oh, wow, I got a second whiff. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I need to trap this stuff. Oh, this is a lot stronger than the last stuff I used. You remember filming the last one with the little red oak bowl? Wow. Yeah, Cody. Yep.
Even the dog.
Okay. I wonder if I'm tripping, or is it already darkening?
It's already darkening. Oh my. It's already darkening. It's already darkening on this side.
So for like, well, no, that was already, that's a piece of heartwood. But look, when you compare the rays of this bowl, it's starting to darken a little bit already within 10 minutes. So going the extra step and getting the actual industrial grade ammonia, I think is really going to be beneficial on this experiment. Hey, what's up, friends? So it's been about an hour and a half, and look at this difference. Look how brown that is. Whew, compared to this one here. Okay, so, oh, wow. Okay, I gotta open this bag, and I gotta take this thing of molcajete and ammonia out of here, and go put it back in the bathroom. All right, good times right here, boy. Whew.
That's crazy. This was the same.
Let me get this bag out of here too, man.
Wow.
Watch out, Cody.
Whoa, that ammonia is really strong.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, Cody sneezes. Okay, so now we can clearly see the difference between this has been fumigated for an hour and a half with the ammonia, and then this is just the standard, and it didn't matter, it got the bottom too. So
Wow.
and I just got this in. This is Mike Mahoney's butcher block oil, which is, I don't know, there's something kind of going on between the website and the bottle. The bottle says it's walnut oil, but the website and the video I seen him make, it's soy oil. So let's see what it does here. This is, you know, a little bit of grain pop on here. I want to use the same finish on these two bowls. Nice food safe finish. I mean, as it is, I think live oak is pretty beautiful just the way it is. You know, no other oaks really have the dominant, they have more rays kind of like this and not like this. Yeah. And let's see how this pops and looks. Oh, wipes off a little bit. Oh, well, I had sanded these right before we started filming this video. So that's what that is a little bit of the sawdust. Oh man, that looks pretty cool though. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, this definitely doesn't smell like walnut oil. So even though the bottle says walnut oil, I think it's the soy oil. It feels a little bit thicker than the walnut oil too. Oh man, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, friends. That's pretty cool looking. So this is fumigated live oak, and it only took me about an hour and a half using the high grade stuff that I had to order off Amazon from a specialty chemical company. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Man. So there's the heartwood. And here's the little bit of heartwood here. And then this is all sapwood and sapwood. Oh, man. That's kind of tough. That is definitely a technique that I'm going to keep in the wheelhouse and keep though, because it really makes the little rays and stuff pop.
Pretty cool.
All right, friends, so let me know down in the comments below which one do you like better, standard live oak or fumigated live oak. I've got a few more of these. I need to make them probably a matching set, so I could always go back and see if it will fumigate and change even though it's been oiled. So we can continue this science experiment a little bit further going on. But I do like that look. That's pretty cool. So there it is, friends. A simple trick you can do to elevate your oak pieces, or maybe not necessarily elevate them, but change them, bring a little bit something different to the table, and feel free to experiment, you know. I've done this with red oak before. I haven't done it with standard white oak. But play around with stuff and see what happens. All right, thanks, friends. We'll catch you on the next one.